Hey guys, Alex Stratton from Elements Property here. Thank you for joining the video. Today we're going to be looking at how to draw a floor plan of a house using a pencil and graph paper. So what are we going to need straight away? The gear you need: pencil with an eraser, very important, some graph paper, a clipboard and a disto laser measure. The ones by Leica are excellent and they're the ones I like to use. You want to start by ripping out some pages from your graph paper book, maybe 15 or 20 pages or so, and clip them into your clipboard. It's just going to make things lighter and easier as you go around the house. Then you're going to want to head outside straight away. It's going to give you a good view of the house, and you're going to want to start to draw the external walls, the windows and the doors. We're going to focus on the ground floor only at this stage, in step one. So for the door, make a note of the swing, the way it opens, mark that on the plan, and for the windows, just use a very simple line. And you'll see how I've done that here. Make sure you start at the bottom of the page, leave plenty of room on either side, just in case there's any unforeseen extensions or bits of the property that are going to stick out. Tip as well, don't start too wide because you might run out of room, because at that scale, if you start too wide, the rooms are going to be massive and you're going to run out of the room at the top of the page. Do you want to do it in portrait or landscape is a question we get, and it depends on the layout of the property, the shape, the footprint. In this example, this is perfectly suited to portrait, but if the house is a different shape, flip it to landscape, no problem. Also, while you're starting to draw the floor plan, do you want to do it on, do you want to do each floor on a separate page or on the same page? It doesn't really matter, it's up to you, but there is a really good tip I'll give you later on for why it might be better to do each floor on a separate page. So then you're going to want to head into the ground floor of the property and just start sketching. You can see in this example, I'll start with the ground floor toilet. And I've marked on the toilet, the sink, the doors, the walls, and I've started to take some measurements. But what you'll find, I just want to draw your attention here, look at where the window is. In this one, it's sort of here. In this one, I've moved it here. My point is, as you go around, wherever you've marked the windows, you can just start to slightly adjust these as you go on the fly. Okay, next up, just start measuring. Here's how you can attach your Leica measure, your laser measure to the wall if you really want to use that little flippy thing at the bottom. But you don't really need to go to that level of detail. What I want to draw your attention to is this icon here. Make sure, here it is again in close up, make sure that your laser measure is set up to be measuring from the bottom of the device. I just included that to be super clear. You can actually just hold it against the wall, no problem. So you want to put the bottom of the device against the internal wall and just measure from internal wall to internal wall. Hit the button, take the measurement, mark it on the floor plan, mark it as clearly as possible. You want to be going to sort of 2 decimal places as well. Here you can see in this example, I've started to get a feel for the property now. I've drawn the kitchen on. You want to be adding on the details as you go around the property. It's better to do it as you go, I think, otherwise you could forget. So, as you can see, I've marked on the toilet, the WC, the kitchen, including an area where the fridge is. There's the oven just marked on with the little circles, and the location of the sink. You can see I've started to add on the dimensions here. In this case, I've put them outside of the room with these sort of double-ended arrowheads. Just to be super clear, it's going to keep the measurements outside of anything else that's going on in the drawing, in the sketch. There's no overlap, just so it's super clear. If ever you get to a point where there's some sort of internal walls that are especially thick, you're going to want to measure those because it can affect several things on the floor plan, like the gross internal area. So if you've got a wall like this, I'll just show you here, it's on the plan. You can use your clipboard to help you measure that. So you can fire your laser against the clipboard, just place it sort of coming out of where the wall is. So as you go around, you'll start to build up a picture that looks like this. And as you can see, the more measurements, the better. We've got measurements for all the different rooms. For a simple room, you're going to have as little as just 2 measurements, one for sort of this way, one for that way. Here you can see we've got a cupboard, so I've measured the cupboard both ways. The more measurements you can have, the better. I've marked on the windows for the conservatory here, just with lines. There's also doors, just showing which way they swing open. And I've also labeled everything as well, like the living/dining room, the kitchen, cupboard, WC. The other thing that just needs doing is to put the stairs on. I'll put those on in a second. Okay, so I mentioned about drawing the floor plan on one page or separate pages. So all the floors on one page or each floor on a separate page. So the reason why it's better to do it on separate pages is this: it's quicker and it's easier. And this is a little hack. So you'll want to look where the corners are for the floor we've just done. And you can see just underneath here, you can copy those corners with a little mark on the floor below. So put all the corners, and then it's just a case of joining the dots, and boom, there you go. You've got your first floor layout, and you can repeat that for any subsequent floors that are going on above. Use your judgment, you know, if there's any differences, you can use your rubber and just erase different bits and add on different bits or whatever you need to do. The ground floor is often a little bit different to the floors above it due to little extensions or little differences in building parts. Okay, yep, here we go. Obviously I forgot to put the stairs on. Now I have just marked on the stairs. You're going to want to measure the width of the stairs if you've not got that anywhere else, but here we can see that it's generally the same width as the line we have here for the cupboard. And when you're drawing the stairs, you can draw that sort of squiggly broken line that represents that the stairs are going up to the floor above. So once you've done the ground floor, you want to head out to the outside of the property again, and you want to start marking on the windows on the floor above. So you can see here, I've put on the 2 lines that represent these 2 windows here. On these nice new build properties, they sort of match above where other windows or the door is, so that's always good. It's not always the case though. Round the side, this small window here, it's very useful to know roughly where that is on the plan, because we'll see in a second why that is useful actually. Round the back, we've got no reference here from the floor below, so just mark those on here, like I have done, the best you can. If you need to adjust them when you're inside, then that's what we do. So remember that little window? Here it is. So inside, coming up the stairs, we can see it here. Now what's useful about that is that I now can be confident that where that is, the window, it's near this wall here, which marks the end of the stairs, and as you'll see in a moment, it forms a separating wall to bedroom 3. But let's say we hadn't drawn this window on, we're going to be inside somewhere, we might think the window's here, we might think it's here, and even if it's a little bit out, it can actually just confuse you a little bit as you're going around. So just having an idea of these key defining features of the property from the outside, super helpful. You can see also I've marked the broken arrow thing for the stairs here as well, just to represent we're coming up to the first floor. So here we are, top of the landing. I've started to sketch out the bedrooms, at least one of the bedrooms, or the bedroom 3 used as an office. And just to show, I've actually moved a window. This was slightly positioned differently. So if it's, not possible to see exactly, but it was here. I've moved it a little bit more to the left. It's just going to help the final plan be more accurate. There's also a wall here that is slightly the wrong angle. In my opinion, it's always hard to know as you're going around, but feel free to make slight adjustments on the fly just to try and get the plan as accurate as possible. As you can see also, I'm taking as many measurements as possible, like not just 2 measurements for this bedroom because it's a slightly weird shape. You want to be getting as many measurements as you possibly can. So what I'm focusing on here is in the bathroom. You can see that I've added on the bathroom furniture. So the toilet, sink, the bath, and there's a shower in this bath. So I've just sort of added a little symbol just to show that that is a shower. Again, the more measurements you can add, the better. And here we are, the top floor of the house is now coming together. One thing I would suggest you do as well is when you are measuring up the bedrooms, if there's any cupboards, take as many measurements in the cupboards as you possibly can. It's only going to help the final plan be more accurate. Add on the doors as well. Make a note of the way they swing open. Again, just going to make that accuracy spot on. And as you can see, more measurements all around this slightly weird internal hallway. It's a slightly tricky shape, but the more measurements you can get, the better it's going to be. So then you want to look at adding on the north arrow. That's going to be super useful in helping people know that when they are looking for their property, where the garden is facing, which orientation. Is it south facing? You know, they need to know where they're going to be getting that sun. Is it going to be in the morning while they're having their coffee? Is it going to be in the evening while they're having those nice summer barbecues? So just whip out your phone, use the app, the compass app, does a perfectly good job. Or if you've got your own compass, like a proper one, it's fine to use that, of course. Just make a note of that on the plan. So then, as you're coming towards the end of everything, these are sort of the final checks now. Just make sure the labels for the floors are clearly marked, so we know that this is the ground floor, this is the first floor. Just check also all the dimensions you could possibly need are there, they're present, they're accurate, they're legible. Very important that they're easy to read. It's going to avoid any mistakes later down the line, and it's going to make sure that the plan is as accurate as it can possibly be. Make sure all the rooms are labeled as well. You're going to also want to add on an address or a part of the address as well. Useful especially or mainly if you're sketching out multiple properties in a day. You might come back at the end of your day and you've got 2, 3, 4, 5 different properties you've sketched, and your brain's going to be pretty frazzled. It's just going to help you if you've got that address written on it. It's such a simple thing, but it's just going to help you remember which one it's for. Then it's just a simple case of taking a snap of each of the floors and uploading it to your computer to get ready to send it for Floorplan Conversion. So Floorplan Conversion is our super simple service to convert hand-drawn sketches into completed, finished digital floor plans that look professional and branded to your or your client's color scheme. So you just drag your files in that you've just created. They upload into the upload page like that, add a property reference, select if it's for a different client. Maybe you're a photographer with different estate agent clients. You can select which client it's for. You want to just select the number of bedrooms that the plan is for. You can pop in what address you want to show on the floor plan. So if that's different to your property reference, you can choose to hide certain parts of the address, not show the number of the house. And you can see we've got tons of customization. You can choose to show or hide any of these options here, like the floor area, the room names, the room measurements. You can adjust the color scheme as well. So you can have it converted in black and white, zone color, custom color to your brand colors, which looks super cool as well. You can choose to have it in imperial or metric measurements or both. If you've drawn a north arrow on the sketch, we can include that as well. You can choose to crop out different parts of the canvas if you want it just properly tight around the floor plan itself, or if you'd rather have it with a full canvas in landscape or portrait, then you can have that setting as well. You can also choose to have it all the floors grouped on one page or on separate pages. I just touched on that. The orientation, you can have it as, leave that to us to choose the best fit for the layout, or you can tell us, right, you want it in portrait or landscape, no problem. Logo, do you want to show your logo or your client's logo? Turn that on or off. Disclaimer text, very important. You can choose to use our default text, or you can create your own disclaimer text to show that. And also you can choose what files you want to have it in. As default, we have it in JPEG, but you can have it in other things like PNG, PDF, or a mixture. Any special instructions, just let us know. If you want to choose to hide the Elements property branding, you can select that here. And if you've got a purchase order, you can pop that in there as well. So that's whizzed through the features here, but actually you can place an order in as few clicks as like a couple of clicks and as little as sort of 10 to 20 seconds. We'll get that on our end. You can place an order 24/7. If you place that order between 9 AM to sort of 5:30 PM for UK office hours, we will get that done usually in around 3 hours, depending on the complexity of the plan. So it's super quick. If you place that order after 5:30 PM or around that sort of time, give or take, then you'll have the finished floor plan completed and ready for you by around 9 a.m. the following morning. It's good to go. So if you'd like to check that out, we offer a free trial to anyone who wants to use it. You get 3 free orders to try out this, see if it's something that you like the look of, see if it works for you, see if it takes the edge off that hassle of creating floor plans yourself in something like MetroPix or SketchUp or anything like that. We actually use the industry standard, which is AutoCAD. The plans look super professional. Check out elementsproperty.co.uk, have a look at the floor plan conversion page. You'll see some examples there. Okay, so you've been kicking back for a few hours, you've had your tea, you've not been stressing about doing your floor plan. You'll get an email, you hear that ping, we'll let you know that the order has been completed, so log into your account, find the order in the completed orders section, go to download the completed files, you'll get a zip file, unzip that, and boom, here we go. We'll have a beautiful version of the floor plan. So you've gone from a sketch like this to a lovely finished branded floor plan. We've got the gross internal area showing all the details. We've got that north arrow, the address, or the part of the address we wanted to show, the disclaimer, all of that good stuff. So that is how we get a hand-drawn sketch completed in 7 easy steps and converted into a beautiful branded digital floor plan ready to be put on Rightmove or one of the property portals. And remember, we can do these plans in any color scheme as well. So customized to your brand colors, we can include your logo, so you can have that real personal touch. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you very much for watching, and feel free to come check out our floor plan conversion service at elementsproperty.co.uk.